everyone, welcome to Millennial Mom. My name is Kaushalya and today we are going to be doing an episode of Cook with K. Before that, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and click all under the bell icon to receive notifications. Let's get started with our Sambal Kerang recipe. These are the ingredients for our Kerang Sambal. So here, as you can see, I have 2 medium onions chopped, 5 cloves of garlic, 2 small tomatoes, 6 fresh red chillies, 1 stalk of serai, a small one, and I have about 8 dried chillies that have been boiled and deseeded. Okay, so these ingredients we are going to blend to use it for the sambal. And these are what we're going to put into the sambal without blending later. So here I have another 2 medium-sized onions chopped, and these are 2 stalks of serai pounded at the end. You can use a pounder to pound it just at the corners, or I usually just use the back of my knife, which works just as well. But be careful when you do that. And I have 500 grams of peeled kerang today. We have put all the ingredients to blend inside the blender, and now we are going to blend it all together. Just add some water to get started. This is our sambal paste blended finely. Okay, so the stove is on and we're going to pour in some cooking oil into the pan. Okay, we're going to use a little bit more oil because it's sambal. So we need to use a little bit more oil than usual. We're going to let the oil heat up in the pan. Once the oil is heated up, we're going to add half of the chopped onions that we sliced earlier. Just use half because we're going to use the other half later on. Okay, once you see it becoming a bit translucent, we can start adding in the chili paste, blended chili paste. So we're going to add everything inside. Okay, mix it all. So now we're going to pumice the sambal for some time until you can see the oil separating out from the sambal. Okay, we're adding in the balanced chili paste that was in the blender. Just mix with some water so everything goes inside. Okay, keep your flame medium high to high. And we want to keep stirring to ensure it doesn't burn underneath. So we leave it to boil for a bit and then we keep stirring back again. Okay, so after letting it boil for about 5 to 10 minutes, you can see some of the oil separating from the sambal. You can see it over here. So this is where we put in the 2 stalks of serai that we pounded at the end, the corners. So just put it in and let the flavors come out and resap into the sambal. So we're going to let it boil a while more. Now I'm adding in some puli or tamarind, just about this much that I've squeezed together with some warm water. Okay, so usually some people, if they use tomatoes, they do not use tamarind because they don't want it to be too sour. But for me, I like using both tomatoes and a little bit of tamarind, puli as well, because I like the tangy flavors that come out when you mix the two. It's a different flavor altogether, so if you try, you would know, but don't use too much of tomatoes or tamarind. So that is why I only used 2 small tomatoes, and I'm just using about this much, hardly just this much of tamarind that I have squeezed with some warm water and added inside, just very little water. So let the flavors mix and go through the sambal. You can get the aromatic smell already coming out. So in a while we'll be adding in our kerang. Okay, so after letting it boil for about 15 minutes, I'm adding in some salt and some brown sugar and some chakkarai as well. If you don't have chakkarai, you can just use plain brown sugar. It's about half tablespoon of each. I'm just adding it in. Okay, and let it mix. Okay, why we use brown sugar or chakkarai? My favorite is chakkarai actually, because it gives the extra flavor inside sambal. So I like using a little bit of chakkarai at least. If you don't have chakkarai, you can just use normal brown sugar, no issues. I don't like using white sugar as much, so I usually use brown sugar. So at this point, as it's thickening up, we are going to put in all our kerang. Okay. And give it a good mix. Let all the sambal coat in together with the kerang. And we are going to let the sambal reduce further while it cooks the kerang inside. So the consistency that we are looking for is not too thick, not too watery. So just nice. Slightly watery right now, so we're going to reduce it further. Let the kerang cook inside as well. The sambal is almost reaching the consistency that we want. So now we are going to add in the balance of the half onion. So the balance of the onions are in, half of what we chopped. So just mix it in together. Okay, so why I do this is so that we get that crunchy taste from the onions when we serve. Okay, because all the onions that we add in the beginning would have mostly become soft and mushy already together with the sambal inside. So this way we get some fresh crunch of the onions when we are having the sambal. Okay, our sambal is almost ready now. Perfect consistency. So before taking out the kerang sambal, I'm just going to squeeze very little lemon juice, just a wee bit. Okay, the secret to a good sambal is to balance out the spiciness, the sourness, sweetness and the saltiness. Okay, so basically it's a balance of all these flavors and it gives you that yummy taste. Okay, and now our kerang sambal is ready, so we're going to dish out and it's ready to serve. So our yummy delicious kerang sambal is ready. You can serve it with some plain steamed rice. It goes really well together. I really love my sambals, so I do hope you try out this recipe and enjoy.